In this video, you will learn how to build a custom Google Ads report in Google Analytics to help you better understand your Google Ads performance. Let's go. First, we have to make sure that you have both accounts connected. When you're in your Google Analytics account, click on Admin and go to Google Ads links. Mine is already connected, but you'll see a blue link here. Click it, choose your account you have more, follow the steps, review and submit. Make sure to use the same email, and that email has to have admin access in the Google Ads account and edit access in your GA4 account. Once you've done that, the data from Google Ads will flow into GA4 and vice versa. Click on reports and find acquisition and then traffic acquisition. You'll see a simple table with channel grouping. This is how Google sees, or rather categorizes, different channels. You see direct traffic, which entered your direct website, website directly, you have organic, and you have paid search. So this is your Google Ads traffic. And what you can do is simply to change how dimension looks like, and we can pick from different sources. We have source medium, or we can do a session campaign. Now we see campaign in the rows and we see data, but in the same report you see campaigns from other channels, and we need to fix that, and we can use a filter. You'll find a filter right here in the right below the name. Click add, select dimension, or search for source medium. We can say exactly matches and select Google CPC. Click apply. Now we see only campaigns from Google Ads. You might see not set traffic. Some organic falls under that. This is Google GA4 Google Sandbox account, so I'm not sure how it's set up, but it might be due to different reasons: incorrect setup, incorrect linking the accounts, or we can ignore for now. This is not a part of the video and will not affect in any way. So now you can see your campaign and you see some of the metrics. Those metrics are not available in your Google Ads account, so that's one upside of having two accounts connected. You can check how many users came from your campaigns, how many sessions they performed. You can see how many engaged sessions there were, engagement rates, of course, events, key events. For example, we can filter out to purchase events only, and of course you can see revenue. Many believe that sessions, or rather clicks in Google Ads, have to match sessions or users. It will basically never happen, because these are three different metrics. You have clicks in the Google Ads account, which represent a click on the ad. You have sessions that are performed by users, and then you have users, sort of like unique user. They will never match. Well, sometimes they can match, but it happens rarely. So you never try to match them or think that something is incorrect. You will always see clicks more than you see users or sessions. This is a standard report, so it will not give you a lot of information. What I like to do is first just look at the session behavior and user, just understand what kind of users are coming from Google Ads account. I can look at the average time per session, engagement rate, look at the revenue. The revenue is taken from the Google Analytics account, so it's not the same as value in your Google Ads account. I can also see different events. I can compare. If they don't have any purchases, I can use different events, like, for example, add to cart of your item, or I can use any other event that I deem important. For example, some kind of promotion, how many people viewed promotion. I can look at email subscribers, whatever you're tracking on the website. So this helps me understand a little bit better what traffic is coming from your Google Ads account. What you can also do is, let's say, remove the filter, and we'll go back to the default channel grouping. What I also like to is benchmark Google Ads against other channels as well. Let's start with engagement rate. We see that the average is 53%. Direct traffic is 46, which is natural. Organic is a bit higher. And then we see paid search, which is at 48. It's actually lower than the average, which is very good. Usually it's higher in the 70s area, probably maybe in the 80s. Looking at all the channels, it helps me again understand what kind of traffic is coming and if it's relevant or not. I can use other metrics such as events as well, just to see how it performs. And of course the revenue, all the key events. I can check if the people spend more time. I mean, if people are engaging with the content of the website, they obviously should spend a little bit more time. So I can compare that to other channels. This gives me a sort of general impression of the traffic that is coming from Google Ads beyond, conversion sales or whatever. But if you need to get more information, we need to create a custom report. Now click here on Explore and start a blank. As you can see, there are other visualization options right here. We're not going to cover them, at least in this video. What you're going to do is click on the blank, and you'll see, well, nothing. To see a report, we need to add metrics that you want to see and dimensions. As for dimensions, let's choose Google Ads campaign. And for metrics, let's use users and Google Ads clicks and cost as well. We'll take revenue, purchase revenue, and then we'll take sessions. I think it's enough for now. So you can add as many metrics as you want. All you have to do now is just double click on dimension and then on the metrics as well. So now I have a table of these metrics. We can also rearrange them. So we have total users, then we'll have, let's say, sessions, then clicks, cost, and revenue. You can change how the data is sorted just by clicking on a column. We can also clean up the table a little bit, as we can see this not set campaign, which again happens sometimes due to linking problems and other technical stuff, but I can show you how to use a filter. So scroll down here, you can see a filter. Choose Google Ads campaign because this is what we want to filter out, and then select does not contain and just type not set, and voila, now you only see your three Google Ads campaigns. Now again, similar to standard report, you have users, right, and sessions, and then additionally you have clicks. But these two metrics, clicks and cost, and are imported from your Google Ads account. The other three are taken from your GA4 data. But we can compare, like, we have 628 users, they performed this amount of sessions, and they did over 2,000 clicks. And then you have cost and revenue. It's quite easy to see how much you spend and how much you get. So for example, this campaign is not as good because you spend, in this case, no one spent because this is a sandbox account. But if you see this cost of $800 and there's zero revenue, something is not good. Now, what I miss about GA4 is that you don't have you can't create the drill downs. So for example, here we have campaigns, but I want to sort of double click like in the old days and go into, let's say, ad groups and keyword. We can't do that, but we can create a different tab right here, which is a part of the same report. But we can clone or duplicate this screen and then replace all the metrics that we need. But let's start from scratch. Again, we will use a blank, right? We'll use a blank report, nothing is here. Let's call this keywords and then campaigns. Now we need to have keywords here. We'll have this one, traffic source, session Google Ads keyword text, and this is gonna show us the keywords and metrics. We'll see clicks, and Google Ads clicks, revenue, purchase revenue. We have sessions, right? Let's say that's enough. And so I have sessions. Now let's start with clicks. Not sure later why on clicks and keyword. Okay, so we have several keywords here, and then we have clicks. We can also add revenue, which falls under not set. This means that none of these keywords generated revenue in this instance. Again, this is a test account. I'm not sure whether this data is real or coming from a real account, but if you, in your case, you will see keywords, you will see, clicks, sessions. You can actually, let's do this. You can see, how many sessions, how many clicks, and the revenue next to each keyword. This appeared only because the rest of the revenue had to put under something, under like a not set thing, right? Again, you can use a session dimension text, and you can use the same does not contain, not set. So in this case, we only see sessions, clicks, and revenue, which obviously these keywords did not generate, but you can add more metrics to understand how these keywords performed. They have key events. Again, you can add key events to understand if anything happened beyond the purchase, assuming some of the key events are the important ones, not all the events. But you can see that some of the keywords did generate some of the key events. Most of them were by this keyword. Additionally, we can import Google Ads cost, and we can see how much spent on each keyword, how many events generated. We can calculate the cost per event if that's what you're looking for. This combining data gives you a lot more insights, and since you can add different metrics and different dimensions, you can play around. I'll show you how. Let's do this device. Let's look at device category, which is always interesting dimension. I'll add it again. So if you add or double click on a dimension again, it will add a second, similar to a standard report, second dimension, which can be a little bit confusing if you view it like this. So we can then remove the keyword and you'll see something like this. Now this is a simple distribution. You can also drag device category to columns. So to fix this view a little bit, we can select nested rows, and yes, that's what it will change is it will show you a keyword and then it will give you a distribution for that keyword by device category. In this instance, mobile and desktop. If you have a lot of keywords, let's say if you 100, this view is not also very convenient, but at the same time, if you really want to drill down into keywords, this is one of the ways to view it. Now, if you go back to campaigns, you see the old view, and then you can search the keywords, and then you can either clone or create additional tabs to display whatever you want. So we can change, let's just duplicate for simplicity. We can do something like this. just for fun, new device category, and you can change how it is displayed. This is not keyword, it's called devices. Now this is a different graph, shows the distribution of traffic based on device category. Now this doesn't give a lot of information, but if you like graphs, maybe you like this one. So you can play with this right here. You can change how it is presented. As you can see, there's different variations. Not all data works with all the different visualization options, but hey, it's up to you to find the one you like. I prefer columns. It's a lot easier for me. Let's get back to keywords a little bit, and we'll add different metrics to help you understand your engagement, especially if you don't have conversions. We have revenue. Let's add engaged sessions and bounce rates. Okay, we don't need for now this and this. Imagine we don't have any conversions, which is not recommended obviously, but let's say we don't. We'll just add these two metrics. So we have sessions, we have then engaged sessions, we have clicks and bounce rate. What I also do is on a campaign at group or keyword level, I check engagement. Now, this is very useful if, as I said, you don't have conversions and you have to use some kind of metric to understand the performance, but it is also useful to understand keyword performance before it accumulated a lot of traffic or you spend a lot of money on it. So bounce rate is one of those metrics that can be used to identify whether the keyword fits your business or not. Now, if it has a high bounce rate, well, let's take this keyword. It has a bounce rate of 100%. So all the people, even though there were 3, but there were 5 clicks, which you spent $12, and they all bounce. The question is whether that keyword fits your business. Now, if it doesn't, obviously you can just pause it or add it to negative list. Now, if it does fit your business and you have a high bounce rate, the question is why people bounce after clicking your ad. Then you have to look at your landing page and understand why people coming from that keyword leave your site. This same way you go through all the keywords, you may find the ones that have really good engagement, which means that they have low bounce rate. And if they don't convert, you may give them a little bit more time to see if they convert in the future. Now, if a keyword has a bounce rate, let's say a decent bounce of 40% or 50%, whatever, not a high bounce rate, but it does not convert you at the same, you also have to look at the landing page because, for example, here we have 43%, right? We have 223 clicks. You spend about $700. If it did convert, we can check, how many conversions there were, and we don't see revenue, for example, like this, right? We spent and we don't see any revenue right here. So the question is why there were so many clicks and they clicked the ad, they went on a landing page, and half of them bounced. That's fine, but half of them didn't. The question is why I didn't do anything else. So that's the key for you to understand. Look at the landing page, look at the ad. Maybe the ad is over-promising something. That's why they click and some people leave. Or they're not purchasing because something was promised and it's not there anymore. Your job is to understand why is that. Another interesting report that I use as well is to understand the distribution between new and returning visitors. So this is something I'd rather start with the blank template we had before Google Ads campaign, right? It's Google Ads campaign. And now we need to import 2 metrics which show new and returning visitors. And as you can see, I can't do that. I can't select new users, same as I can't select returning. This happens sometimes because not all sessions and dimensions, not all metrics and dimensions can be combined together. And you might see quite often, I need to remove Google Ads campaign and I need to find a different dimension. Let's use session Google Ads campaign, which will work. And now we find new. Let's add new users first. New and returning. Now we have to find dimension, which is Google Ads campaign, right? And we have session Google Ads campaign. There we go. So let's add double click here, and then we have this and this. Additionally, we'll add just total users to see how many are there in total. Let's reorder. So we have total users, then we have new and returning. So this is the distribution for campaigns. Again, you can use the filter to remove those 2. I can see that this campaign drove 939 users, out of which most of them were new. Similar this campaign as well. Most of the users were new. This is good because when you start advertising, you do want most of the users to be new users because you want to expand your business. You want to get more revenue. Now, if you see a different distribution here, for example, if there are more returning users than there are new, it means that you may be relying a lot of remarketing. The question is, do you need to bid on those keywords or to do these campaigns if most of the users are returning? This is the question of attribution as well, but you need to understand if doing these campaigns actually increasing the revenue or people would come eventually, whether you did these campaigns or bid on those keywords. In this instance, when most of the users are new, I might be thinking about launching some remarketing campaigns. Now you can use simple display remarketing campaigns, or if you have a lot of traffic, you can try Google search remarketing. This is basically the same, but on search network. So once you're happy with your campaigns, once you added as many tabs as you wanted, you can have additionally, ad groups, you can have keywords, you can have a bunch of metrics. Just name your report Google Ads overview or something like that. Now this report will be available in your list right here. You can share it with someone, but if you change anything, that change will not be reflected in that person's report. So any change you make, it's going to be a local change. Other than that, having additional data to analyze your Google Ads campaigns is always a good thing, and I don't think any decent marketer can optimize Google Ads campaigns without having GA4 reports as well.